So I want to walk you through a search that might be relevant to a collection developer on the CDC Wonder website. As you can see, there's several sorts of data platforms you can look at here. Let's take a look at births, and the other ones you might probably be spending most of your time on would be uh, population. But let's take a look at the births, and we'll look at natality for 2016 to 2024. And of course, you have to read, since it's a government site, you have to read their little agreement here and agree. And then you are taken to a search page, which has, my goodness, you could drill down as far as you can. Let's make it as simple as possible. And we'll do a search of let's say age by mother. Now, the 9, 10, 13, that doesn't mean the age of the mother is 9. It means there are 9 columns that are delineated in the results, which you'll see. So let's try age of mother. And then we'll come on, births are always check marked. Then you can come down here and pick a state. We'll choose California and open it so we can get some county um, data. Let's try Riverside County. And then we will go, we're not going to, you could, if you wanted to, really drill down into education levels, etc. We'll just run this simple search and see what we get. Down at the bottom, there's a send. Now, the red warning messages might look alarming, but they're routine. The suppression just means that under 15 births were too small a number to display publicly, and that's standard CDC privacy protection. Your data is fine. The story your results show you is pretty clear. This is a community um, where the parents and the data is showing you that nearly half. Let's look at. I'm just looking at the data with you here. That's why I'm kind of hesitating here. From 30 to 34, 35 to 39. If we look at the totals there, it looks at almost 50%, 49.1%, nearly half of all the births um, are within those ages. Um, Older, likely more educated parents with higher information needs. And then let's look at from the 25 to 34 range here. If you add those together, that's nearly 60%, 59.5%, which is nearly 6 in 10 births. Your biggest audience there for your parenting collections. And the under 25 is about 4,800 births, about 18%. Needs here of your parents might differ. You need to be more accessible formats, practical guidance. And then the 40 years and older, not too many there, about 5%, maybe 4.7. Fertility, high rate pregnancy, and later in life parenting titles might be helpful there. So the story that your results tell you is pretty clear. This is a pretty interesting community where the overwhelming majority of new parents are in their late 20s, early 30s, and so on, which skews toward more educated, more research oriented parents who are likely to seek out evidence based on parenting resources. And that's a meaningful signal for you as a collection developer. It argues for depth in that area rather than just breadth. It also argues for digital formats, since that cohort tends to be heavy audio and ebook users. The one thing worth noting is that this data doesn't tell you anything about language or ethnicity. You'd need to rerun the query with mother's single race or mother's Hispanic origin, etc., adding a grouping or a variable to get that picture. And that's where collection development insight gets even richer. Okay, let's